Hello YouTube. So today I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison for you. I want to do a comparison between two very popular devices which are on the market now. The 528 Custom Vapes Goon RDA, the 24mm Goon. So I'm going to do side-by-side authentic versus clone. So I hope you enjoy it. I've got both of them here. I know I've already done a video on the clone Goon, but I thought it'd be nice to see them side by side up close and personal. So without further ado, let's have a look. Okay, so here are the two devices in their bags that they come in. So the clone and the authentic come in very similar design packaging. It's in all senses of the word a clone. So this is the clone, this is the authentic. So let's open them up. You've obviously seen me show you the clone in the first instance. There it is, easy to see, black on black, obviously. Yeah, brilliant. And here is the authentic. So both 24mm around, both incredibly similar in terms of their sizings, as you would expect and imagine. Bags are very similar, only with this one you get a sort of an embroidered logo as opposed to this sort of printed one. And then in the bag with the authentic Goon you just get some screws and some O-rings. So looking at them side by side, they look very similar. The engraving appears to be better quality on the authentic, but it's all in the same sort of vein. Sizing absolutely identical. On the bottom we have exactly the same engraving or the cutting. Again, on the authentic it does look better, it looks better machined, it looks better cut. This is much more shallow cutting. On the authentic we have a copper 510 pin, whereas on the clone it's not. We have that sync screw there, and we've got a serial number on the authentic, as you can see, as opposed to the clone. Moving round, we've got our airflow holes at the sides, again fairly standard, fairly similar, and we have the engraving on the front. Drip tip wise and top cap wise, they are a little different. So the authentic has a much wider hole for your drip tip. Presumably that is because it's easier to get 510 drip tips like this as opposed to drip tips like this. So they've obviously just done it as an economy of scale and just used those normal size drip tips. So much larger hole there than on the clone, but again they've got the 528 Custom Vapes engraving or printing around the top. So taking the top cap off, oh there we go, top cap off, you've got your barrel section as we've explored previously, nothing new there. And then you've got the top cap section there, nothing new. And then we've got the base section, which is incredibly tight today for some reason, unbeknown. Let me just use a mod to pull it off. There we go. So it's just a usual barrel section, and then we've got your O-rings there. And I've got a build in there which I've just cleaned up, but nothing particularly different from my last review, as you would expect. With the authentic though, you've got this wider drip tip, you've got nice tolerances on the top piece, top cap, but again both the same height, very similar in terms of their machining, same O-ring at the top. Then you have your barrel section. As you can see, this one comes off a little bit more easily, it's a bit better machined. You've got two slightly thicker O-rings on the authentic, and the deck is actually a little bit bigger, so it's a bit higher up. There we go, you can see them side by side. The authentic is definitely larger. Deck wise, very similar. You've got your sort of plate post screw holes, and they all fit very nicely, and I will just cut in a moment a quick video of me building the Authentic so that you can see how easy it is to actually put the coils in. Lots of people have said how hard it is. I don't particularly agree. I think it's fairly straightforward to actually put these coils in, but yeah, it all goes back together very nicely. So you pop your airflow over your coils, use the top cap with the airflow control ring, so that's obviously for dual coil and single coil. Let's leave it wide open for the time being. There we go. Drip tip in the top. Then we reassemble this one. Correct way up. Dual airflow. Again. And drip tip in the top. And there you go. There they are, side by side. Very nice, very simple, but worth looking at. I'll talk a little bit more about the pros and cons of them in a moment, but let's go back up and let's have a little vape. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? First off, I'm going to put in the sped up building section for the Authentic so that you can just see how easy it is to build. Okay. So there we go. That is the Goon 24mm by 528 custom vapes. 24mm. I've got it on top of the Sigeli 150. I thought it'd be nice just to reuse the old girl for a change. It came out at about 0.21 I think it was after I'd fired it, and it's vaping like a champ. I must say, the build quality is much better on the Authentic. It really is. The walls are thicker on the Authentic, the tolerances are better, and trying to change the airflow on the Authentic is much more positive. It just slides nicely, like it's nicely engineered into place. I've got this set to 65 watts and it's giving me 3.9 volts, and yeah, it's a really lovely vape. I've got Death by Bunny by Zeus Juice in there, which is a nice 70-30 I believe at the moment they're doing, or 80-20, and it's 3 milligrams, and it's absolutely delicious. The airflow is quite reminiscent actually of the recoil, especially if you have the airflow wide open. It's very similar to the recoil with the cloud cap on, but obviously you don't have to carry around an additional cap with you just in case you want to change your airflow. Not that it particularly bothers me. I've got this set up with 2 airflow holes open out of 3 on both sides, and it's just giving me a nice warm flavourful vape. Now, where I bought this particular Goon from, they are doing custom made drip tips. So here you go, it's a nice acrylic drip tip, and it fits perfectly in that nice big Goon top hole, and that, I think you'll agree, looks absolutely spanking cool. There you go. Nice wide bore, low profile drip tip. It's big enough to keep the heat away from your lips, but yeah, I think that looks really cool. One thing to point out, that this drip tip will not fit in the clone because the drip tip hole is too small. But yeah, I think that's going to be a good setup for at least the next couple of days at least. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoy the videos. I try and keep them interesting and to the point. If you have any comments, please, as always, ask me the questions. I can't guarantee that I will know the answers. As always, I really don't know the answers to everything in vaping, but do let me know if I can help. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.